A very good evening to Sir Vigneswara. My name is Nur Inshira Izzati binti Karul Anwar. My matrix number is B0821100056. Today, we will present Lab 1, which is Jsa and Hirarc.
Hi, and my name is Nur Hazika binti Abdullah. My number matrix is B0821100159. To objective for this lab is first to demonstrate understanding of TSA. Second, to identify types of hazard in workshop, inward or lab area. Third is to make risk assignment using Hirarc. And lastly, to suggest risk control to organization. Hazard is the protection for harm in practical terms. A hazard often is associated with a condition or activity that it leaves uncontrolled, can result in injury or illness. Identify hazard and elimination or controlling them as early as possible will help prevent injury and illness. JSA, a job safety analysis, is a method that can be used to identify and analyze and record the step involved in perform a specific job, the exit or protection safety and healthy hazard association with each step. The recommended action or procedure that will eliminate or reduce this hazard and the risk of workplace injury or illness. To achieve the objective of occupation safety and healthy OSH at the project site, we need to look into Hirarc method, which is the basis of safety and healthy. Hirarc is a combined word which is made up of three consecutive activities running one after the other. The activity consists of hazard identification, risk assignment, and the risk control. This is a procedure for this lab. Part 1, Job Safety Analysis, JSC. First, create JSC of electronic injury based on this figure 1. The identify job state and as many possible hazards that may occur as in table 1. Examine each step to determine the hazards that is exit or may occur to help you identify the hazards better. I will pass to my partner for next.
Okay, so this is part 2 for hazard identification, risk assessment and risk control, Hirarc. So as we can see in this part 2, this is a situation that occurs in a factory and there are many hazards in this workplace. So in this lab, we must identify 10 potential hazards in this surrounding. And also we must identify either this hazard is a routine or non-routine. And we must identify the probability of the hazard to occur and assign score by referring to table A. Then we will show you the Hirarc table.
This is experiment result for part A. soldering person hazard. First, buzzing because the device dropped off from the table. Second, fire will appear. Third, hot soldering can cause burns to hands. Recommend action of procedure. Firstly, we have to solder, and soldering stand must have so that don't have any safety issue by leaving it out on test work. For the second, make sure the lighting in the room is bright and clear. For lastly, cover the table with a rubber pad to avoid any fire disturb. Second, electronic and electric device testing. Hazard wire connection can cause short circuit. Second, electric short unless cable not set properly. Recommendation for this electric device testing. Make sure the cable plug are removed after using. Do some cleaning on wire regularly to make sure no dust on it. Cable must be stopped properly so that will not happen any electric hazards. All electric devices such as a power supply or oscilloscope must be arranged nicely so it will not be broken. Do some modification. Stay for very long time on a chair. Make sure sitting according ergonomic sitting. Outfit can cause a jet if do not wear any protection equipment. Wear all the equipment according to PPE, personal
Protective.
Make sure do not wear any electric conductive material during work time. Environment bar calculation have dust and not comfortable working area. Make sure to have a good air circulation, such as have a window or a fan when working. Always clean after doing any work so that it will nice and tidy. Next.
Okay, this is the second the second table for the Hirarc table. So the first hazard that we identify is the first aid kit. So the hazard is messing up medicine can cause medicine to fall down, and effect is only take medicine. So to control the risk is replace the new first aid kit. So the risk assessment is probability is 4, severity is 2, and risk ranking is 8. So the level is moderate. So recommended action to control the risk is make sure secured and close the first aid kit. The second one is unbalanced climbing. So the hazard is falling down, and the effect maybe can cause major injury to the workers. To control the hazard is using more suitable ladder, and the level to have this to have this hazard is high, and recommended action to avoid this hazard is to use PPE to avoid injuries. The third one is open manhole. The hazard is falling down. It can cause major injury to the workers. So to control the risk is to see clearly when walk, and to control the risk is to close the manhole. And the fourth one is arranging loads irregularly. The hazard is loads might fall and hit the feet of the workers, and the workers might have feet and back injury. All the loads must be arranged properly. and the risk assessment is moderate. To control the risk is using any machine or forklift. And the fifth one is lifting heavy woods. The hazard is woods may fall, and the worker's shoulder can cause injury. And to control it, maybe the workers can ask any help from other workers. And to control the risk is use any machine to help the workers to lift the heavy woods. And the sixth one is unloading cut wood. The cut wood may fall down. The workers may fall down, and it can cause injuries. The workers must use a suitable ladder, and the risk to control the risk is to do a substitution. And the seventh one is heavy loads. It can cause injuries to the workers when the load hits the head of the worker. Injury on the head. The workers must use any safety helmet. To control the risk, the workers must use PPE. And the eighth one is throwing tools. It can cause injuries towards the other workers. The workers also can have major injuries, such as it can cause bleeding or any major injuries. So before start any job or work, the workers must have briefing. And to control the risk is the factory must have administration control. And the ninth one is slippery substance. It can cause the workers to fall down and have chemical injury. To control it, the chemical must be clean and the area must kept tidy and neat. So to control the risk, the factory must do isolation. And the 10th one is tools and cables. It's hard to find if tools and cables are messy, and it also can cause injury to the workers. So to control the risk is to make a suitable place or rack to put those tools and cables. Okay, so we will go to question and discussion.
Question for this lab. For the question 1, the hazard is when the situation the source have the potential to cause pain or disease to human population, to environment, damage things, or all on the above combined. The example of hazard and their effects: hazard, electricity and harmless, short and electrocution. They have a six type of hazard, which is first, biological, chemical, economic, physical, psychosocial, and safety. Means for biological: bacteria, virus, insect, plant, birds, animal, and humans. Because for in chemical, depends on the physical, chemical, and the toxic proportion of the chemical. Ergonomic, repetition, movements, and improper setup workstation. Physical, radiation, magnetic field, pressure, extreme high pressure or vacuum, and noise. Psychosocial, stress and violence. Safety, sleep and trip hazard, improper machine corroding, equipment malfunction or breakdowns. For second question, the control mechanism for hazards. First, elimination to eliminate hazard or any dangerous working procedure. Substitution or replace the hazard or dangerous working procedure. Is solution to insulate hazard or dangerous working procedure. And for the first, engineering control designed to isolate from source of danger, fancy, and obstruction. For 15, administration control, safe working procedure, and work rotation. For lastly, personal protection equipment, PE. For the third question, the difference between routine and non-routine hazard situation. For routine is a routine mission include general cleaning and operational check as described by the car manufacturer or distributor as allowed by the operator. And for non-routine activity include any mission or repair where risk exist for being exposed to the radiation, primarily being that could result in overexposure.
The fourth question is differences between JSA and Hirarc. JSA is Job Safety Analysis, is a procedure which helps integrate accepted safety and health principles and practices into a particular task or job. Hirarc is Hazard Identification, Risk Assessment and Risk Control. Hirarc have become fundamentals to the practice of planning, management and the operation of a business as a basic of risk management. A JSA involves a specific job risk and typically focuses on the risk associated with each step of that task. A risk assessment gives a higher level or broader view of all operational risk across an entire business project or type of activity. The JSA is referencing a specific job, while Hirarc risk assessment may be performed by a specific project or for a specific activity or operation which take place at regular intervals for a company of worker. The conclusion is, in conclusion for this lab, we found that safety is very important to keep a good environment for workers and their works. In this lab, also, we can define many types of hazard that can cause injuries if we don't take it seriously. We also simplify all the hazards that we found in the JSA and Hirarc table so we can see it clearly. For example, in procedure A, we could find that the person in that particular situation does not take cautiously about his safety, such as not wearing a proper PPE. The electronic devices also does not being arranged properly. While in procedure B, we can see the environment in a factory. The workers in that factory also does not use any safety that can keep them from major injuries such as death. From this lab, we can produce an idea how to reduce or prevent risk from getting any injuries. Thank you.
Thank you.